Alright folks, bad news. I don't think that punching bag Paul is going to be as mobile for this demonstration as I need him to be. So we have now got foam roller Frank. Sorry Paul, you're on break. So I've got my side control position. I come up into that knee ride whatever way I'm going to do it. Knees together, slide that leg down. Now I'm going to reestablish side control. I do cheat, I do this, right? From the knee ride position, drop my knee down. It's taking out a step, and usually if you want a technique to work better, you add steps. Don't take them out. So do as I say, not as I do. Open up some space, collect that arm, right? If he does that, straight arm lock him right away. All right, don't fuck with the rest of this. This is great. But, all right, so from here, right, I got that trapped. I'm going to underhook, so I've got some connection here. I straighten out my leg and I sit down on that bicep. It's my thigh that's sitting down on it, not my butt. So I'm going to post on his shoulder, and I'm going to come up into the seated position. Now, he's starting to dump me over, but there might be a reason, right, that maybe it doesn't work. Maybe his head is posted on the ground or something, like I don't have the space, or I didn't catch the head with my leg in time. So instead of rolling over and trying to catch his leg, I'm just going to swing my legs over, right? So this is actually really simple here. My legs just go, loop, right? That's all it is. That is all it is. It's so simple. But you see that the same side right now as his shoulder, I know we're facing each other, so my left side to his right side, right, is trapping his arm here by my hip. And I tend to like to use my elbow to kind of pinch this. Maybe I'll cup his elbow here. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to slide off. And then immediately I'm going to grab his hip, because the defense for this is that he's going to try to forward roll or he's going to sit up hard. And the thing is, since I'm already upright and he's likely, because he's flat on his back, he's not going to be able to catch himself and really create the frame that he needs to in order to start building his posture up or forward roll. He needs to get up on this and kind of get near that turtle position in order to be able to do any of those things. So usually once they're in this position, it's going to be pretty hard for them to start to escape. They might start to post and bring this side up. That's going to introduce some strain into this, but it might actually make it easier for them to hang out for a little while. But the way that you're going to solve that is you get really heavy with this knee. So I create this little S-mount position, right? His arm is trapped. It's very, very important here that I keep my shoulders in front of my hips here. If I come back at all, if I start to open up the space, he's going to straighten out and he's going to be able to start working that escape. So I need to use my ribs to keep that arm in place. So I need to keep my weight forward. Now, I'm going to point my toes on this leg because I need to create a cylinder to roll over. And I'm going to put my weight more on my knee side, and I'm going to come forward first, and then I'm going to turn the corner towards his head, right? Again, this is a hard position to escape, especially since he's sprawled out and like that, right? So he's not going to be able to really muscle his way out of this. So you have the time to take your time and finish this safely. I know that's becoming a theme here, but I don't want anybody to get injured. Omoplatas, super high percentage submission in certain circumstances. They're especially if you have the follow-ups for that, right? It's a great attack to go for, and this is one of the easiest entries to get into it. So from here, I'm going to start to bring my weight up, and I'm keeping all my weight on that shin, so I'm coming straight ahead, and then I turn the corner, and that's going to dislocate his shoulder. Sorry, Frank. We're going to break you again. He's in that prayer position. He's defensive. I've got a good wide base in my side control. I've got my knees attached to maybe his head and his hip, or his shoulder and his hip, depending on how flexible you are. My hips are dropped down as low as I possibly can get them. I grab his hip and I create that little seatbelt there. All right? And so from here, I post up on his shoulder. So I've got that weight to stop him from bridging or turning. And I'm going to slide up. And I get into this knee ride position. From here, knees together. Separate that arm. Great! And then I come back down and I reestablish that side control for a second. It's much safer. I don't care if my butt's up in the air now, because he's not going to be able to roll me now. I'm going to flick as I extend in order to switch which legs in power. I open up some space, capture that wrist, and bring it in. All right, cut the shoulder, extend and slide through, like you're sliding into home plate. And hope that your friend doesn't lose all his clothes. Maybe you want that, I don't know. From here, apparently I'm in a mood today. Come up and sit in, and I'm going to trap his elbow into this little wedge here, and finish that up with this arm. Maybe I'm cupping his elbow here. And I slide both legs over, and I sit down right next to him, and see how he just naturally kind of rolled out and belly down. He might try to, but it's going to be really hard to do that from this position. He needs to have landed from another entry into this and keep himself up in order to start to roll me back. Or if you see what happens here, if he's able to forward roll here, you know, he's unwound that omoplata, right? His arm is going from kind of this position to this position, and I'm not really in a great position to set up the arm bar from here. But I can get the omoplata again. Maybe I'll show that today. Maybe I won't. I think I've already shown a lot today, so maybe another time. So I got here. I create this S position. I put my weight down on here, and I start to go forward and turn that corner. All right. So that's the omoplata from the butt on chest position, and yeah, maybe. Tomorrow or the next day we will start working on some follow-ups to the omoplata that you can do if somebody starts to really build their posture up, or if they roll out. There's a really cool shoulder roll. You are practicing your shoulder rolls, right? That will help you enter into that to a recovery omoplata that usually is going to be tighter. So, you know, a lot of times the way the omoplata is going to happen is somebody's going to be inside your guard. They're going to post their hand to the mat for some reason, and then I'm going to spin around really quickly and then try to sit up. But since they are already in, you know, this guard position, and you're starting to bring them in that omoplata position, they already have this hand at post. So they're going to start off tall. So from here they can shoulder roll forward, or they can sit up, and that's going to allow me to do some of these follow-ups here. So it's not the end of the world if somebody, you know, you do end up in this position where somebody's able to post into that omoplata. But for now, this is actually a pretty solid way and a pretty high percentage way of getting that omoplata from this butt on chest position. So until next time, guys, you guys have a lovely night. Stay safe, stay healthy out there. And again, I know I kind of asked this in previous videos, but if you are wanting to practice with a real person, make sure that it's a roommate that you're already like not sticking to quarantine with, or a partner that you're sleeping with. I'm not really advocating for that either, but I don't want you to be going on to meet fighters and meeting up with a bunch of random people during the COVID-19 issue. So please stay safe out there, and be respectful, because it's not just about you. I'm getting off my soapbox. You guys have a lovely night. I will see you next time.